Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory, yeah. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring, just want a life that is worth every day exploring,
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
After 2 successful runs, ESOM is back on the Captain Esports Network. Another Dash for Cash race. Attempt number 3 here, Talladega Superspeedway. Got some pretty cool prizes on the line here this evening as we welcome you in on this Saturday evening. We will get one race in today. Unlike NASCAR, unfortunately. But, yeah, we're ready to go. Rock and roll. The Gen 7, next-gen car, if you will. Going to go racing for 80 laps here tonight at the virtual Talladega Superspeedway as we welcome you in. 80 laps tonight, 3 sets of tires, 75% fuel, 81 degrees, of course, on the track. As we get ready to rock and roll. Got a lot of great things on the line here this evening. As part of this race, a lot of people have stepped up and helped out. Justin Friedel, including the great people at ESOM that have stepped up and helped out with some sponsorship. I mean, so many people are in play here. Next Level Racing has come on board, and they're providing a GT Lite, a $250 value. It's a rig, basically, as a prize for the winner of this Dash for Cash number 3 race. Got that. Got $20 from ESOM for the best paint scheme tonight. A lot of great things ready to rock and roll. The cars are down on track. They're qualifying right now. We'll go green here in about 3 minutes or so. But Blackout Motorsports, also a sim racing team, is part of ESOM. They're also helping out, being a part of the broadcast. They're a 2-time champion team of the ESOM, we'll call it Open Wheel Series, so I don't get in trouble. And they're also under the Blackout Motorsports brand with affiliate teams Lights Out Racing and Max Paced Racing. They're joining Dash for Cash 3 with an additional $100 to the prize pool. So congratulations, and awesome to see from that end. That's going to go to the podiums and stuff. There's the Blackout Motorsports Pole Award and the Lights Out Racing Restart Zone. So you can also check out their merchandise at 213simware.com. So shout out to Brandon Smith, Dylan Morante. They'll both be in the race. And the good news for these guys, which is an unfortunate thing for Justin, who has put this hard work all together to get this race in and this kind of thing, but going to be a very light turnout. But that just gives these guys more of a chance to win these prizes when everything is all said and done. So got about a minute or so to go here in this race. Just a special broadcast on a Saturday evening as we get you ready for 80 laps here at Talladega. Always a fun one to race at for sure when it is all said and done. So who can win the rig when it's all said and done? Who's going to win the money? And, of course, the coolest paint scheme. So many different things on the line here this evening from the world's fastest super speedway, built back in 1969 as the Alabama International Raceway. Was changed to Talladega. And ever since then has put on a wild show all the way up to 1987. Then they put the restrictor plates on the car after Bobby Allison tested the limits of gravity, unfortunately. And, of course, up till 2020, there was no more restrictor plates. There were tapered spacers that were put in all the cars, and that is what we have now. As we go down to the track and show you the starting lineup here. As I said, it's not big of a grid, unfortunately, but we do have, we'll call it a IROC type of version race here. So I'm totally cool with that. We'll have some fun with this one. As Jared Audette, in the number 67, wins the pole, 53.6. He'll start next to Brandon Smith, one of the Blackout Motorsports cars. So congratulations to Jared Audette for winning the Blackout Motorsports pole award this evening. And at 67. Dylan Morante in the 36. Will start next to Michael Odell in the 97. Justin Friedel, that's the boss man that put all this together. He'll start 5th next to Brandon Polt. 2, Matt Malios. 1 senior, 1's junior. They'll start 7th and 8th. Sam Taylor and Charles Baldwin will be the 12 starters here or the 10 starters in the race as we look at the front end of the pace car. Should pull off here in just a second. There's the 10 cars. Of course, last time we ran this race, I believe it was the B cars, the Grand National or Xfinity cars that ran. And there's number 9. Where's number 10 to hit the grid here? Just waiting on Michael Odell, and these cars will roll off for their 1 pace lap around the 2.66 mile track. Hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday night, of course. Last weekend of February already, and we go into March. There's our 10th car, so you get a clear view of all the paint schemes from here. As a matter of fact, we'll do a one-by-oneer as we go through the grid here. So we already showed you the starting lineup. So there's Audette in the Ford Mustang. I do like the orange ring, if you will, around the car. There's the 213 Simware, number 25 of Brandon Smith. And his teammate there, Dylan Morante, to his inside. Pretty much similar paint scheme. One just black, the other one's white. Michael Odell, he's got the Gulf Petroleum Ford Mustang there. Justin Friedel representing the ESOM Racing number 8. Brandon Polt, the Mountain Dew Liberty. Does that say Liberty? I can't remember what that flavor is. Is it Liberty Bam or something like that? Anyways, in the 71. Then we got the number 76 car of Matt Malio Sr. in the Welcome to Earth machine, if you will. Matthew Malios Jr. in the Twin Peaks car. Charles Baldwin in the pink body armor drink car. And then Sam Taylor back here in the 10th anniversary Hooters mobile. There you go. There's your 10 paints tonight that you can vote for and pick out to be your favorite this evening. And obviously the people at ESOM will vote for their favorite paint scheme, and that will be the one that is used, or that will win the $20. You know, see speeds of about 190 miles an hour in this draft of 10 cars. That'll go 80 laps tonight. As the pace car hangs a left. And Jared Audette will lead him to the green flag here. Dash for cash number 3 as part of ESOM Racing. As we go green from Talladega Superspeedway on a Saturday night. As they did drive through the Lights Out Racing restart zone, even though this is technically the start. But our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online on Facebook and the iRacing forums. Their website, though, is, of course, TrackCams22.com. 3 and 4, Morante topside. Teammate Brandon Smith there, pushing him to the front. This is a modified fixed setup that these guys are racing tonight, so everybody's got the same equipment. As Morante will lead lap 1. As Odell back here with Baldwin, who's worked his way through the field here. I wonder if these guys are going to get patient with each other here and just run nose to tail. Holt there getting kind of shuffled out a little bit. Now it's just a matter of riding, because you are going to have to make at least one pit stop in this race. 75% fuel, so you got to cut the 35 laps or so you can run on a tank of fuel down a third, which is roughly about 25 laps or so. So this is actually going to be close to a 3-stop race here. So can you get it to 27? I think that's going to be a good little challenge here for some of these cars. Ride with Baldwin here. 5th position, already working his way up 5 spots. This car can be very tricky to draft with, by the way, because it's one of those cars that you don't have as much space to give, basically running in a pack. Or in this case, a 10-car draft, you got to be very careful, because if you fall too far back, which for the Malios father-son duo back here, those two could be in trouble right now, as they're about 3/10 or so off of Polt. And they're going to need a little help to keep up there. They could lose this pack of 7. The 2 Blackout Motorsports cars, 1st and 2nd, then it's Audette and Friedel and Baldwin. Four laps on the board. Lap times there at about 51:57. For most of the leaders, all running about the same lap, so laps at about 185 to 87 miles an hour around this track. A little concerned back here with these guys who are, if they're in fear of losing the pack or what's going on here, but these guys just kind of hanging out. These cars, you got to stay very tight to each other. If you don't, you will lose the pack. And when you're in a field this small, the chances of us having a caution, let's just be straightforward here, is very slim right now. This could easily be a green flag race all the way to the finish. Or at least to the last 5 laps. Shout out to Justin Friedel and ESOM for, of course, allowing us to be a part of the broadcast. Justin runs his league that, as a matter of fact, has a big championship event coming up here on Monday night. If you're a part of the F4 championship, they've got their championship race coming up here Monday night. And when I tell you a championship race, this part kind of caught me when he said this part, this here. He said he's got 4 drivers separated by 9 points. I'm sorry, it's an F1 league, not F4. Oh, nope, I did misread. It is the F4 finale. It's Monday. It's broadcasted over on the ESOM Racing Network that they have. And it's 4 drivers separated by 9 points. And then, of course, their F1 League starts up next Sunday. So they've got some great stuff. If you're looking to get into an F1 League, this might be one for you to check out. As we are 6 laps coming to 7 laps complete. Morante's led them all here so far. Now, one of the cool things about the broadcast timing and scoring I use is, yes, I have a way where I can click on a name and it switches around. But with us having a small group like this, I can actually hit either exciting, leader, or crashes for which driver I want it to sit on or whatever. So in this case, I've actually got it set to crashes. So in this situation, you might notice that the focus of the camera, which there's no way of doing like a static camera on one particular group, but you have to do it on a driver. But you'll notice like right there, it swapped over to Charles Baldwin. That's because it's switching around to a different driver. So if you notice it kind of bobbing and weaving between drivers, that's because I've literally gone even more lazier than I am and just allowing the camera to move itself around onto which car it focuses. So, however, things like this I'm doing myself. See what kind of speeds we're running here in the draft. And Baldwin 188 right now, 189. We complete lap number 9. One car got out of the groove there. Something happened to Sam Taylor there back here in the back. Not sure if he got a little loose. These cars can be a little skatey to drive on these super speedways, but it looks like everybody kind of backed off and let him regroup, and yep, just heard him cue the mic saying got loose on him. So those 4 should easily be able to draft back up on Odell, or they're just going to pass Taylor and hang him out. That's interesting. Now, the problem for Taylor, he's lost so much momentum here, he might lose the draft here. So I mentioned our couple sponsors tonight, ESOM, which is Electrical Solutions of Michigan. They're on board for the paint of the race. If you don't know who they are, they're a family-owned company in Southeast Michigan that can fulfill your electrical needs. Of course, up in that area right now, they've had more ice than a freezer can hold, if you will. Your residential address up in Michigan or in that area need some help or whatever, or commercial needs, they'll solve your problem. You can check them out on Facebook. Just look up Electrical Solutions MI, short for Michigan. Hope everybody's doing okay with the weather. I know Michigan's got a lot of ice and things up there. A lot of states up in the north with snow or ice or different issues and things like that. So hopefully everybody's okay and staying warm. Got power. I know Dylan actually is racing, not Dylan Morante, I'm sorry, Justin Friedel, the boss man, is actually racing on a friend's computer tonight. Apparently lost internet at his place or whatever, so he's actually racing on his account on another rig. So that's got to be an interesting adjustment. I've done that once or twice, and you got to get used to all the settings that person has, or that wheel, or whatever. If you're used to running your own type of stuff, that can be kind of an adjustment. You know how people are, especially race car drivers, even on a sim, are very nitpicky, if you will, sometimes, of what they use and what they have and what their settings are, and, you know, force feedback, all these different kinds of things. Even me as a broadcaster, I'm kind of the same way. I got to have certain settings in a certain spot. Brendan pulled downshift in the fourth. That was interesting. He needs to go ahead and shift to fifth. You know what, though? They're catching that back, so maybe it's working, but he's burning a lot more fuel with that higher rev. You see those cars starting to dart to the left a little bit. That is part of the setup in this car. It has an issue of wearing out that right front tire just a little bit. Nick and cause as Morante has moved to the top side here. I'm thinking this is a fuel move on his part. He lets his teammate Smith take the lead here now. You see the cars kind of darting to the left. With the setup, I started to talk about it there a second ago. The right rear takes a beating in this setup. And because of that, it causes the car to get loose. Especially from mid to off the corner. So you're going to notice here as we get longer in this run, this car wants to kind of just hang a dead left. You can see it already started to do it, even in the corners now. Look at 9 getting loose again. And these cars just swerve to the inside lane. You almost got to play with the throttle with these cars. So all 10 cars now back in the lead pack. There's not many cars, but makes this interesting. Look at Charles Baldwin. He started dead last. He's up to fourth now with the couple cars that have gotten loose. He's just kind of hung out there in the bottom lane, just made some passes, done what he's had to do to work his way up there. Friedel up to third. He looks pretty comfortable. As now the 25 has jumped out of line, probably looking to save some fuel. So Audette's going to go to the front now. I would expect in the next 7 laps, you're going to see these cars on pit road. the interesting strategy call here will be, do you take 2 tires? Do you take 4? I don't think you go with no tires because you're going to need a little time on pit road to get tires. Taylor going to the top side trying to get fit there, and you see the 25 kind of lets him back in line, so... Appreciate a couple of you who have joined us here this afternoon or evening into a Saturday. Appreciate you guys always coming out and watching. If you're a newcomer to the channel, or if you're somebody who's been here before, we definitely appreciate you coming back, as trying to broadcast as many nights as possible. Of course, today is my day where I usually have Saturdays off now. I've kind of stopped streaming on Saturdays because of NASCAR racing and stuff, but obviously I owed it to Justin to be able to do another stream for him, as you know, he and I've kind of got a good little rapport with each other the first couple of Dash for Cash races. And the reason why I don't do much on Saturdays, the reason why you don't see me streaming on Saturdays much anymore is because I actually cover NASCAR a little bit as a news writer for frontstretch.com, and basically, thankfully, the Xfinity race was called off a little bit ago. It allowed me to kind of sit back and get everything set up for the broadcast tonight, and here we are. So, for those who don't know, spoiler alert, it's tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on FS2. Hopefully you have FS2. If you don't, might be a small issue. If you don't have it, by the way, and you do like to watch Xfinity racing and that kind of thing, I can't help you with this. There's a gentleman on YouTube named Brandon Baker, I believe it is. It's Baker or Barker. That has everything from like the last couple seasons and even the first races this season of all the series, Cup-wise, Xfinity and Truck. You can watch the races in its entirety over on his page. So one I go to a lot and check out some of the stuff that I didn't get a chance to see last year or this year or whatnot. So yeah, I'd give him a little shout out there. So anyways, 22 laps in, you see Friedel pushing Audette. Again, I would expect these cars to be on pit road here the next 3 to 5 laps with the 75% fuel. Now, obviously, if you can get to 27, you open yourself up here to get to the finish on 2 stops. If you can only get to 25, you're not going to make it. See, we've got our separation again that has happened, as the back 3 have lost. The draft here, both the Malioses and Polt. I hope I say that last name right. You can get loose in the tri-oval, which, by the way, is a corner in itself. It's Michael Odell in the Golf number 97. Saudette crosses the line here, 24 in the books. So we're just to the 1/4 mark at this race, or just shy of it. Or past it just now. I don't know how to do math all of a sudden. Sitting there doing the math in my head. 75 divided by 3 is 25. 80 divided by 2 would be 40. So that's where I get the math kind of from. So my wife always tells me, like, she's impressed with my math. I'm like, all I do is break down numbers in my head. That's all I do. All right, so we're going to turn the audio on here. I can trust, I hope that 10 people will not drop a bomb on the air. We're going to turn the audio on for the drivers, as we'll see when they call themselves to pit road here, if they even do that. So you can kind of hear the banter of what goes on in an iRacing event. As you look up front, Friedel's gone to the lead now. All right, so here we are, lap 27. So right now, we're at the point where you should be able to pit from here, make it a 2-stop race, get to the finish. I wonder how much fuel save these drivers have had to do. As you notice, we've had, what, 3 lead changes because that leader was out in clean air. And obviously, when you're out in clean air, you're pushing all the air, which causes less fuel mileage, as the 97 went blinking there for a second. Taylor tried to get around that 97 there for position. As you see that other pack of 3 starting to kind of get near these other cars.
Pitting in this car. Pitted in, pitted in. 25, pitted in lap.
So the one thing we're not hearing as these drivers are calling out, and you hope they're talking to each other here, would be who's going where. I discussed this a couple nights ago in a race, because Baldwin in this case doesn't know where the 8's going unless they're in Discord together. And this could be very tricky right here. Let's watch this. All right, so they must have been communicating. You see Baldwin goes to the bottom. All 10 cars at once as Friedel clipped the grass there, I think. All 10 cars pitting at once here for 4 tires and fuel, at least. Well, one car overshoots his stall there. Brandon Smith just a little bit. I see right sides going on most of these cars. I see left sides. Now it's just a matter of everybody getting off pit road and getting paired up. This field definitely has been separated out now. Oh, Senior with an issue over here. Probably lost traction on the apron. Very easy to do here. And unfortunately for him, he's probably going to lose the draft now. So So Charles Baldwin all the way from the back takes the lead in this race. Then Friedell's right there with him. Then you got 3.7 seconds back to Odell and Sam Taylor. Then you got Morante's kind of by himself in the 5th position as Malio Sr.'s come back to pit road. There's Dylan all by himself. He's going to wait to pick up this pack of 3 back here. And once these guys get caught up, they just stay single file. They should be able to catch the 2 of Taylor and Odell, and then eventually those 6 should be able to catch back up, I would think, before the next round of pit stops here, because usually when you have 3 or 4 cars in a pack, as long as somebody stays tight on the front car, you can usually push your way up there. But I've been plenty of wrong before. Now, the cool part about this car is you can actually run pretty much anywhere with it. You can go up top and run the boards like they do in real life, and you can actually catch the other packs. Just a fact. It's more of a factor of everybody just staying in the pack together, but you can run right there on the yellow line too. Let's look up front. Here's Baldwin and Friedell kind of tandeming a little bit. And Odell and Taylor, they've chopped into the time a little bit. They got it less than 3 seconds now, and you see the big pack back there already at 10.4, so they've knocked off about a full second. As Dead with some issues back here. I just noticed that. He's 18 seconds off. He had a 21-second stop. That did not help things. So there's Polt behind that 213 Simware. Number 25 of Smith. Sure what this is about, but apparently they're not happy. Either not happy with the 25 leading, or the 25 wants to get behind these guys. One of the two. But this is not going to help you catch the leaders. This is one of those you got to kind of swallow your pride and just race and just get to the lead. You're not going to do it passing people like that. They just lost about a full second making that move right there. And not to mention Taylor and Odell have lost time. So now it's Baldwin and Friedell by 3.1 over Taylor and Odell. I feel like I'm calling a Mario Kart race now. If you ever played the Mario Kart that was on, was it Nintendo 65 or 64? That you had to draft and almost tandem pass with the car in front of you to kind of be up to speed, and if you ran by yourself, you were slow. Conte needs to do is get up here, not necessarily push the 15, but get in his bubble. There's a basically, as Dale Jr., if you've ever listened to him talk about super speedway racing, he talks about this beach ball. It's imaginary, obviously. And what's going on right now is the 36 is leaning up against the 15, and picture yourself squeezing a beach ball between the two cars. And eventually the beach ball expands back out. It kicks the 15 out there a little bit. They're back here discussing what to do. Unfortunately, they're wasting time doing it. There you go. That's how you do it. A little contact there, but that's fine. You can push each other down the straightaway. You just got to be careful. Don't do it on the front stretch because you got an 18-degree corner in the middle of it. See, it's back down to 10.3, so now it's starting to make it work. They got to stay like this. They got to be willing to run single file there as they pass by Senior. They were 7 laps down, unfortunately. Now they're getting going here. So as long as they keep that up, don't get too aggressive, don't push at the wrong spot, they should be able to catch back up here for that second round of pit stops. We're already 2 laps from halfway. Charles Baldwin started last, leads this race. Friedel all over his back bumper there. Literally pushing him. Back here, the Hooters number 9 of Sam Taylor, and then the 97 of Odell. And then so it's pack of 4 back there, and then of course Audette and Malio Sr. with issues. So I want to give a shout out to Next Level Racing. They are giving away basically a rig, if you will. It's a Next Level Racing GT Lite, about a $250 value that they are giving away. And of course, Next Level is clearly focused on innovation and quality, which they're doing that to meet the demanding need of sim racers and gamers. Next Level Racing continues to lead the market with innovative designs and technology, as well as a strong presence and partners in the global gaming industry. Next Level Racing also is an official PlayStation licensee and official global sales partner with Thrustmaster. As a company, Next Level Racing is prided challenging the industry with world-class products and has a passionate and innovative global team that continues to push boundaries. The Next Level Racing range of products are sold in more than 40 countries and stocked by major retailers around the world. You can check out their buy page to find your closest reseller. For more info, you can check out the contact page and follow Next Level Racing on Facebook and Instagram. Of course, they're giving away, as I mentioned, the GT Lite, $250 value. Somebody like Charles Baldwin right now could be winning that potentially. But we still got a whole second half of the race to go. And as you see, this second pack of 4 have knocked off 4 seconds now in the last couple of laps. So they are slowly reeling in the field here. I say slowly because it's taken so long, but they're definitely cutting in time now. They should be up to Odell and Taylor, I would say, the next lap or so, lap or 2. And then they should be able to pick up those guys and then really catch the front 2 really quickly. Malios has got to be kind of careful right there because that tri-oval actually has a little bit of a banking separation. That bottom lane is actually lesser banked than the rest of the tri-oval area there, so you got to be very careful when you straddle it like that. Just about 100 miles to go in this race. Appreciate those guys checking us out here tonight on a Saturday night here on the Captain Esports Network. 5 straight nights of racing pretty much this week. Not to mention the 2 races that I run myself. You hear the draft starting to be picked up now. Now, here's what I would do. If I am the 71 and 25 in the back, I don't pass these two. Those 2 cars need to stay behind them because by the time the other 2, the 36 and the 15 pass, they'll pretty much get the momentum of those 2 cars there going, and it'll be pretty much a 6-car pack. And you see the 25 already joined him down there. Look at this. I mean, they're already pretty much up to speed, and now you've got side by side instead of it being a smooth pass. Now, the best news here in this case is that 6 cars are faster than 2, no matter what you're doing outside of wrecking. So you should be able to catch the front 2 guys pretty quickly now. Now, of course, with catching that pack at the speeds they were, the Malios number 15 actually ran the fastest lap of the race right there. Electrical Solutions of Michigan. I keep wanting to say electronical. It's electrical Solutions of Michigan. So forgive me, Mr. and Mrs. Friedel, for completely botching the name of the business. Justin, don't look behind you, but there's a train coming. Back there trying to jump out of line. Not sure what that's about. If he's trying to get to his teammate there in the 36 or... Alright, so Malios has gotten to the pack now, or gotten to the draft now. This car in front pretty much now, starting to get the feel of it. So you're really going to see him catch now. Because once you get to a certain range, the speed difference is just huge. As there's Audette going a lap down, unfortunately. Looks like they're just going to slot right in behind these guys and just ride now. So here we go. All 9 cars, or 9 of the 10 on the track now in a pack together. Took a little longer than you would expect, but they got there. The only issue is now they're going to be pitting in about 5 to 10 laps again for the final time. You get obviously the 27 to go, and you're within. What happened to Charles Baldwin? I looked up just now and I watched his name fall down the board, and here he is behind the leaders now. Well, he blinks out. He literally warped and came back in the same spot he was earlier. That is weird. Like, I've seen people warp, but not show back up in the same spot they were when they warped. So that just costed them like 2 seconds. And now Morante has gone to the lead in the 36 car, but more importantly, the 67 is up now on the lead lap again on the tail end here, leading this pack. So now, if a yellow does come out, he would get his lap back. Everybody would go back on the lead lap. But more importantly now, you have all the cars on the lead lap that are saving fuel. And for Baldwin, I don't know what to say about that. All right, so 50 laps on the board as they come up on Senior to put him another lap down. And a rough race, unfortunately, for that 76 car. But who knows? He is in the running for the $20 ESOM paint of the race. Go over to the Discord page here of ESOM as I look through some of the things they have going on, of course. As I mentioned, their F1 championship. So they kicked that off. Next week. Next Sunday, as a matter of fact, the 5th of March. Of course, the F4 finale, as we mentioned, that's Monday night. 4 drivers separated by 9 points. And if they use the, I'm guessing, the current F1 point system, that's literally like a position or two. So that could be an interesting battle. So now the window is open. Everybody can come to pit road at this point and make it the rest of the way. The question is, what lap do you do so? If you pit now, you can kind of short fill a little bit, which could speed your pit stop up a little bit. But in counter, you could also pit as close as you can to the end and not put as much fuel in. Well, there we go. Just heard Audette call out he's pitting this time, so... And Charles Baldwin's on pit road now, so Charles might be left with no other choice but to go fuel only here to see if he can even get close to the pack. But then you got to be careful spinning the tires, leaving your pit stall. Let's see what the 18 does here. He and his Santa Claus is there on pit road. He's taking right side tires at least. Now he took 2 tires, so... And here come pretty much all the leaders right here. Should be 4 tires and fuel for everybody here. And you look at the pit stop, so everybody's times were right there with Baldwin, and Baldwin only took 2. So that's what I was talking about. I didn't realize you were going to need about 13 seconds of fuel, so because of that, it kind of evens itself out. And unfortunately for Baldwin, he's on the rough end of this one. Somebody got a black flag. To see who that is. So Friedell's going to lead Sam Taylor, Odell, Morante. And then you got Malios is back here. And then Smith is right there also with Polt. Question's going to be who got the black flag here out of this bunch. So it is the 15, I've learned. Malios is going to be the car coming to pit road here. Unfortunately, a black flag for either speeding into pits or maybe got on track a little too early coming off pit road. It could be any of the few. But both Malios is on pit road now, so you wonder if one's going to help the other here. That would be my guess. So it's right now a 4-car show up here at the front. There is a pack of 3 behind them. So this could be a little more challenging for the pack of three to catch the other pack of 3 here. Actually, I thought, oh, he has 3 and 4. I'm sorry. I'm not counting right. There's these 4, and then back here, the second set of 3, and you actually... I heard over the chat that Morante wanted to push Brandon, their teammates. So that's where they actually swapped with Polt there. So now Morante is going to push his teammate, and Polt is going to hang on. Throw the fish hook up in the window and just literally let the fish pull you. Now, if these 4 here, they got to stay aggressive here to keep those 3 back there from catching them. 21 laps to go this time by. And it looks like last time by, the leaders were actually a tad bit faster than the second pack. 0.3 of a second. Now that time by times were a lot closer. 50-56 up front and the 86-87s there mid-pack. What I think the second pack is going to need in the end is, let's see where everybody is on track. Baldwin's way in the front straightaway. Audette is in this lead pack, actually helping them out. And then there's the two family members. So pretty much it looks like everybody's separated out pretty well here. Now that time by, Brandon and those guys brought in that first pack. By a couple tenths, and around goes a 25. Into the outside or inside wall. Spins it back on track. And he's going to tow back. I was wondering if he was going to pull the move. But that there is a bump draft gone wrong. And probably just killed the momentum of that second pack. And a tough break for the Blackout Motorsports drivers who are trying to work with each other there, and unfortunately, it's the way it goes, unfortunately. As you see the accident, what happened there. And while that's happened, we've got new leaders. Taylor and Odell have gone to the front. Friedel has fallen back to third. Friedel trying to save some fuel here. I think that's probably what his move is about. So yeah, you can see Morante and Pold have lost about a second after that unfortunate incident there with Smith. That he'll finish, it looks like, dead last, because everybody's still on the track running, even though Senior Malios there is 10 laps down in 10th. He's trying to help his son get up there and get whatever he can get in the bunch, because there is a payout for the positions here. Now, I know it's not as high as predicted because they were expecting a little bit more, but I believe there's a payout for what will be a majority of this field, actually. So 15 laps to go this time. Here, no blips or anything in the throttle, just in the gas the whole entire time. Just sitting there riding behind the 9. And the question becomes, when do you make the move for the win? As we hear a downshift. It's the second time I've heard one. I don't know if these people realize when you downshift like that, you're not saving fuel anymore. Not that the leader is already, just went back up to 5th gear there. Trying to hear if he did it again, but he didn't that time. So unfortunately down to 4 cars now for the rest of this field, or 3 cars actually going for the lead here. Got to remember the 97 or 67, it's at the end of this pack, is actually a lap down. Big shout out to the viewers who have tuned in this evening. Appreciate you guys for stopping in and watching this special event for ESOM, which is the Electrical Solutions of Michigan. Putting up a $20 prize for the best paint scheme this evening. Of course, GT Lite, $250 value rig that Next Level Racing's putting up. And of course, Blackout Motorsports, those guys threw $100 in the prize pool as being a part of this. The champions of the ESOM Open Wheel Series that has been run. They were a part of this event this evening, so thanks to all the people that have helped Justin and the guys put this together. And I appreciate them letting me be a part of the first 3 that they've done. I know this one kind of didn't have the power, manpower, if you will, in the race, but I know they'll keep working at it and get the fields bigger. I know the first 2, I think we had 20 plus, if I remember correctly, both races. So now the question is, we come to 10 laps to go this time by. Will it be Sam Taylor? Will it be Michael Odell? Will it be Friedel? Or will we have shades of the 1979 Daytona 500 when the top 2 take each other out and Friedel goes with them and the second pack becomes the battle for the win? Who knows? Anything can happen in a super speedway race. Let's look around and see where everybody is on the track here. As I mentioned, the top 3 are right here in this pack, along with Audette. And there's your second group of 2 after the incident with Smith there. And Charles Baldwin has jumped on board with the father-son tandem here. Baldwin is still in the lead lap in the 6th position. And unfortunately, he might run out of laps, but I'm noticing his time. He's starting to kind of catch the leaders here. That'd be kind of crazy if a car 30 seconds back in 8 laps caught the leaders, but highly doubtful that's going to happen, though. Unless something happens. Seven laps to go. You see the car starting to skate a little bit with the way the tires are starting to wear in this car. One thing you can really do is let the car kind of drift out a little bit to keep the wheel from being turned, to keep the car under you, but it's easier said than done. 6 laps to go now for Taylor, who you wonder if he feels kind of like a person maybe about to be hung out to dry here, wondering when Odell, when Friedel are both going to make moves, and what does Audette do back there in the 7th position? Does he let the 3 cars settle it out? Does he help somebody? Does he help the one person that doesn't get help in the end? Or, I mean, I know it's got to be a painful feeling sitting right here, being that 4th car in line and knowing that you don't have a chance to win really anything tonight. You see the pushing starting to get a little more intense here as we get to 5 laps to go. I think something just happened in the back as Malio Sr.'s crashed. Inside wall he goes off of the front straightaway here. No caution there either. Unfortunately, not a good night for the family. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he got loose himself and into the outside wall. Meanwhile, Sam Taylor just got loose off of 2. So now these cars are really starting to dance a little bit here. Oh boy, now I heard the word fuel coming into play. We've got some drama potentially happening here. As Sam Taylor, I believe it is, talking about maybe running out of fuel coming to the line. What? Yeah, even the Hooters bird is like, what? I'm Taylor. I get back. Oh, I mean, it's late now, but you should have gotten back in the pack a little bit and saved his fuel a little bit. He's still got a chance to win this. You don't have to be the leader to win here. I mean, let's cross the line. All right, so here we go off 3 and 4. 3 cars battled out for the lead. As we see the white flag, final lap here from Talladega. Who's going to win this rig from Next Level Racing? And some money. Taylor, Odell, Friedel. As Odell blinks. Here comes, oh, I thought Audette was going to make a move here. Let's see, they're going to do it off turn 4 here. Boy, if I'm Taylor, this car gets as wide as the whole straightaway if you don't run out of fuel. As here comes Friedel, topside now. Leaves Odell hanging. Oh, and around goes Taylor. Justin Friedel crosses the start-finish line and wins the Dash for Cash third event. Sam Taylor just gets loose off of turn 4, spins the car out. And the boss man wins the Dash for Cash event. Oops. Let's see what happened to... Yeah, I think he just lost the back end. Yeah, zing. Just right on around. I think he kept his foot in the rear. Or in the gas pedal. Oh, he's going to hit the wall again. That might be a concussion. Look at the results here. The 10 drivers that finished. Friedel, Odell, Morante, Baldwin, your top 5 with Taylor, Audette, Malios, both of them, 8th and 9th, and then Smith, your top 10 drivers. We'll talk to the top 3 here. But do appreciate everybody who came out and watched. Let's see where the other drivers might be who finished the Morante. Those guys were down there. Well, right now it's just the leader, the winner, who is... or did he come up here? He was up there, but... Oh, you know what? He's probably under Matt's name. So Matt Nicholson, by the way, shout out to him for allowing Justin to use the account or whatever to help him out with allowing him to race this evening. But Justin, I assume this is you, right? Okay, just want to make sure before I put you on the air here. So yeah, man. Hey, nice job. I know it wasn't what you wanted, man. I know obviously turnout wasn't the best, but still some good racing. Strategy came into play because you guys had to pit almost at a certain lap every time to make it to the finish. You even fell back out of the lead to make sure you had enough fuel to make it to the end, man. But congratulations, you got enough room for a rig?
I actually already have a rig from Next Level Racing already. I have the FGT, which is their steel rig that you can convert into Formula
nice.
and the GT setup. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with it, but I think it might be added to the next race's prize.
There you go. No, that'd be cool, man. Well, great job there. And again, thanks to Next Level Racing for doing what they did for this. But yeah, the car, obviously, I was wondering in the long run how much the setup would come into play, but that car definitely got a little dancy there at the end.
Yeah, I took the 2 tires just so I could be a little bit safer on the pit entrance area. So I actually wasn't planning on getting on the lead when I did. I was planning on getting out of the lead to make sure I'd get there, but then I got really loose checking when I looked at my fuel, and I got lucky that Jared Jared the 67 let me back in 3rd.
Yeah, that could have been pretty bad when it was all said and done. But nah, man, great job, and obviously putting on this event. And I know it's a lot of work, and I know what it's like to put these kind of events together here to get the people that came out tonight. It's definitely I know you're thankful for that and that kind of thing, but obviously the great sponsors and stuff. But here, have a chance, man, to send some shout out to whoever you like to, buddy.
I'd like to shout out Matt Nickerson, my partner and teammate. I'm using his rig right now.
Right.
Because we still have no power and internet, so he's a big shout out. And then shout out to Brandon Smith for the trophies. He added $100 to this prize pool, and this is helping us get the broadcasting for our F1 league that starts next Sunday. Right now we're at 21 drivers,
Nice.
10 teams. So very excited for that.
Nah, that'd be awesome, man. Make sure you check that out. And also Monday, make sure you watch again. We've mentioned a couple times the F4 championship that's down to 4 drivers and 9 points, which I assume you guys use the F1 scoring. If so, that's like a position or two.
Yeah, it's with the F1 scoring, and then it has sprint races also.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So basically, Santiago, who's in 4th place, would need to win and get fastest lap in both races to get the championship by a point if the guys in 1st go 2nd both races.
Best of luck to you, Santiago. So, well, great job, man. Appreciate you allowing us to be a part of the broadcast. Go celebrate the win. And I'm looking to see if the other drivers are in here. Don't think they are. But, no, either way, man. What's...
I'll tag him real quick.
Oh, you're all good. I'll wait here for a second. But, no, nice job, man.
Yep. Thank you for broadcasting once again.
Absolutely. As Justin Friedel goes to victory lane, Matt Nicholson name on Discord as, hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I remember back, let's see, it was up in our own channel. About my first year on iRacing, I think it was 2012 or whatever. I was in a league, and ironically, one of the drivers in the league lived in the same town I did. And I was racing for, I think, a top 5 points battle or whatever. And I think I had just moved, if I remember correctly, and I had no internet at the place yet. And so he let me come over and use his rig for 2 races, and I ended up finishing 3rd in the championship. But that was kind of cool. So I can only imagine how weird that was to be able to do that or whatnot. So we'll see if these other 2 drivers come in and talk, or if not, we'll just go on. And but definitely shout out to, again, Blackout Motorsports for their sponsorship in all this ESOM racing, which, by the way, it was announced in the chat, or it might have been to me personally, but Charles Baldwin actually got the paint of the race. Congratulations to Charles with the pinkish colored body armor drink, getting the $20 award there. All right, looks like that's probably going to be it. I know he tagged him in chat. So, all right. Well, we're going to head out. We appreciate, of course, the ESOM for sponsoring the race and stuff. Big shout out to the Friedel family and all the hard work these guys do. I absolutely wish them the best of luck. And who knows, you might see us partnering up some more down here the road as we continue to put on these special events and that kind of thing. So we're going to head out. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. Enjoy the rest of your night. See ya!
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody.